The Lakers can't afford to fail again. LeBron James is in his 21st season, Anthony Davis can't stay healthy, and the supporting cast, a patchwork of talent that just isn't cutting it.
I said this at the beginning of the season, if there's an opportunity to get all the way to the end and win a championship, there's no resource we'll hold on to.
Rob Pelinka finally did his damn job. A good roster around LeBron James.
For a franchise with championship expectations, this isn't just another season, it's a crisis. The Western Conference is a bloodbath, and every day the Lakers wait, their window gets smaller. But here's the shocking part. Behind the scenes, the Lakers are gearing up for what could be one of the biggest trades in franchise history. The clock is ticking. The stakes are sky high. The only question now, who's the piece that will change everything? Let's be honest, the Lakers haven't been themselves since that magical 2020 season. Back then, it felt like the team had found the perfect formula. LeBron James, in his 17th season, was still at the peak of his powers. Anthony Davis was the unstoppable two-way force they traded a fortune for. Together, they delivered, beating the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals to secure the franchise's 17th championship. But since then, the road has been nothing short of chaotic. Injuries to LeBron and AD derailed their title defense the following season, and they fell to the Phoenix Suns in the first round. The year after, they didn't even make the playoffs. Frank Vogel, the coach who led them to that title, was let go, and the roster constantly shuffled without ever finding the right balance. Even last year, when they clawed their way back into relevance by advancing to the Western Conference Finals, they were swept by the Denver Nuggets. It was a harsh reality check, a reminder that the Lakers were no longer at the top of the food chain in the West. Now, here we are. The 2024-25 season hasn't been much different. LeBron is still defying logic with his production, but he's 40 years old. Father Time remains undefeated, and the Lakers know they can't waste what's left of his career. Anthony Davis, for all his talent, has only played one fully healthy season since joining the Lakers. When he's on the floor, he's dominant, but his availability remains an ongoing gamble. The supporting cast? It's been a revolving door. Some players, like Austin Reeves, have emerged as bright spots, but the roster as a whole hasn't been consistent enough to truly contend. Injuries to role players have only compounded the problem. Last year, the Lakers were among the league leaders in games missed due to injury. Meanwhile, the Western Conference keeps getting tougher. The Denver Nuggets, led by Nikola Jokic, have cemented themselves as the team to beat. The Phoenix Suns, now featuring Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, have retooled into a formidable super team, while the Warriors, Grizzlies, and Kings all remain serious threats. So, where does that leave the Lakers? Stuck in the middle, a team that's good enough to make the playoffs, but nowhere near strong enough to win it all. And for an organization with the history and expectations of the Lakers, that's not acceptable. This is why a trade isn't just an option, it's a necessity. Rob Pelinka has been bold in the past, like when he moved heaven and earth to acquire Davis in 2019. Now, he needs to do it again, because without a significant move, this team risks wasting what could be the final chapters of LeBron's storied career. The pressure isn't just on the players anymore, it's on the front office to act. If the Lakers want to make a splash, the options are tantalizing. But here's the catch. They need to find a player who can move the needle now. Someone who not only complements LeBron and AD, but can also carry the team when one, or both, inevitably misses time. And the names being floated, they're big. First up, Damian Lillard. For years, fans speculated about Dame time coming to LA, but that ship has sailed. Now, in Milwaukee, Lillard has already transformed the Bucks into title favorites, showcasing his offensive brilliance. Another name that keeps popping up is Bradley Beal. Beal, now a member of the Phoenix Suns, brings elite three-point shooting and scoring depth to his new team. Over his career, Beal has averaged 22.1 points per game, including back-to-back seasons scoring over 30 points per game in 2019 and 2021. His career three-point shooting percentage of 37.2% is exactly what teams like the Lakers need to stretch the floor and open up opportunities. The Beal to LA rumors go way back, even before the Anthony Davis trade. The Lakers reportedly explored adding him in 2018 and again before their 2020 championship run. While Beal is no longer an option, his hefty contract and Phoenix's strong playoff push have already reshaped the West's dynamics. Then there's the wild card, Kyle Lowry. He's not the flashiest option, but he brings championship experience and leadership. Lowry, a six-time All-Star, has career averages of 14.6 points, 6.3 assists, and 4.4 rebounds per game. During the Raptors' 2019 championship run, he proved his worth, averaging 15 points and 6.6 assists in the playoffs, with clutch performances that helped secure the title. His ability to manage an offense, make big plays in the clutch, and defend at a high level could be invaluable, especially in high-stakes playoff games. Plus, he wouldn't cost nearly as much as Lillard or Beal, making him a more realistic option if the Lakers want to preserve some of their future assets. But it's not just about who they bring in, it's also about who they're willing to let go. Players like Russell, Hachimura, and even Reeves have been floated as trade chips. However, with D'Angelo Russell recently traded, the Lakers' trade assets are even more limited. The Lakers also have minimal draft capital after the Davis trade, so any deal they make could mortgage what little future flexibility they have left. Still, standing pat isn't an option. The Western Conference is too competitive, and the stakes for this Lakers team couldn't be higher. The Lakers need help, and they need it now. Rob Pelinka is no stranger to pressure. He's the man who orchestrated one of the boldest trades in recent Lakers history, the deal that brought Anthony Davis to Los Angeles in 2019. It cost the Lakers a king's ransom: Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and 3 first-round picks, including the coveted 4th overall selection in the draft. At the time, critics called it risky, but Pelinka's gamble paid off. The Lakers lifted their 17th championship banner in 2020, proving that bold moves are in the franchise's DNA. But now, the stakes are even higher. LeBron James is defying Father Time, but how much longer can he keep this up? Anthony Davis, as dominant as he is when healthy, has struggled to stay on the court consistently. This isn't just about making a good team great. This is about survival. The Western Conference is a battlefield, and the Lakers are running out of time to make their move. Pelinka knows the script. The Lakers don't do patience. They do superstars. From Kareem to Magic to Shaq to Kobe, this team has built its legacy on big names and even bigger moves. And now, with the trade deadline looming, Pelinka is under immense pressure to deliver once again. The options are there, but none come easy. Damian Lillard was the name every fan once dreamed of for the Lakers, the kind of player who could transform a team overnight. Now, as a Milwaukee Buck, still an 18-year-old in cardiac arrest and playing in NBA within a year? His highest ever, and remaining one of the most clutch performers in the league. Pairing him with LeBron and AD might have created a terrifying trio, but that possibility is no longer on the table. Then there's Bradley Beal, who now plays alongside Kevin Durant and Devin Booker for the Phoenix Suns. Beal has averaged over 30 points per game in 2 separate seasons and boasts a career 3-point shooting percentage of 37.2%. While he would have been a dream addition for a Lakers team that's often struggled from beyond the arc, his recent move to Phoenix and his hefty contract make him an unavailable option for LA. And if those options feel too steep, Pelinka might pivot to a more realistic target, like Kyle Lowry. He's not the superstar fans fantasize about, but Lowry's leadership, playoff experience, and ability to control the pace of the game could be the steadying force the Lakers desperately need. His numbers, 14.6 points, 6.3 assists, and 4.4 rebounds per game over his career, don't scream blockbuster, but his impact goes far beyond the stat sheet. Here's the thing, the Lakers don't have the luxury of waiting. LeBron is 39. AD's health is always a question mark. And the Western Conference? It's not getting any easier. Denver is a juggernaut with Nikola Jokic leading the charge. And Phoenix, armed with their terrifying trio of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, looks poised to contend. Even Golden State, Memphis, and Sacramento remain dangerous threats. Pelinka has walked this tightrope before, but this time, the stakes feel heavier. The Lakers' championship window isn't just closing, it's slamming shut. Every decision, every trade, every negotiation could define not just this season, but the future of the franchise. The clock is ticking, and the world is watching. For Rob Pelinka, the time to act is now. The Lakers don't just need a trade, they need it now. And if the stakes weren't already sky high, the Denver Nuggets made sure to remind them why. On opening night of the 2023-24 NBA season, the Nuggets raised their championship banner, flaunted their rings, and then handed the Lakers a 119-107 loss. It wasn't just a game, it was a statement. The Lakers came into that matchup carrying the sting of last year's Western Conference Finals sweep at Denver's hands. And yet, despite the offseason adjustments, the results were the same. Nikola Jokic put on another clinic with a 29.13 rebound, 11 assist triple-double, his 106th career triple-double. Jamal Murray added 21 points while Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, ironically a former Laker, chipped in 20. For the Lakers, the story was frustratingly familiar. Anthony Davis had 17 points in the first half, but disappeared in the second, going scoreless. LeBron James, efficient as always with 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in just 29 minutes, did what he could, but without a consistent third option and with Davis's second-half vanishing act, the Lakers fell short yet again. And then there was the crowd. Nuggets fans chanted, "Who's your daddy?" during the fourth quarter, a pointed jab at the Lakers. The rivalry may still be lopsided historically. Los Angeles has 17 championships to Denver's 1, but right now, the Nuggets own this matchup. This is why the Lakers can't wait any longer. The Nuggets are no fluke. They're a dynasty in the making. Jokic, a two-time MVP and 2023 Finals MVP, is playing some of the best basketball the league has ever seen. Denver's starting 5 operates like a well-oiled machine, as evidenced by their 52.7% shooting from the field on opening night. The Lakers aren't just chasing a title, they're chasing a team that's already proven they can dominate them. The urgency isn't just about Denver, though. The rest of the Western Conference isn't sitting still. The Phoenix Suns, now featuring Bradley Beal alongside Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, have crafted a new super team aimed at dethroning the Nuggets. The Golden State Warriors may look older, but with Steph Curry still at the helm and Chris Paul now in the mix, they remain a threat. And then there are the young, hungry teams like the Memphis Grizzlies and Sacramento Kings, who aren't afraid to take on anyone. For the Lakers, the window to make an impact is shrinking rapidly. LeBron James, now in his 21st season, can only carry so much weight. His minutes are being monitored this season to preserve his longevity, but that limits how much he can influence games. Anthony Davis, despite his talent, has yet to prove he can consistently lead the team when LeBron isn't at full strength. This season opener wasn't just a loss, it was a warning shot. The Nuggets are running away with the West, and the Lakers need to respond. They've been here before. In 2020, it was a bold trade for Davis that put them over the top. Now, Rob Pelinka and the front office are tasked with finding the next big move. The trade deadline isn't just a marker on the calendar, it's a countdown. Every day the Lakers wait, the gap between them and the top teams grows wider. They're not just fighting for a playoff spot, they're fighting to stay relevant in a league that's getting faster, younger, and more competitive. The clock is ticking, and the Lakers' biggest rival right now might not even be another team. It's time itself. If the Lakers manage to pull off a blockbuster trade, it won't just change their season, it could shift the entire balance of power in the NBA. That's the weight of any major decision made in Los Angeles. The league feels it, the fans feel it, and rival teams are forced to respond. Imagine this. Damian Lillard finally lands in LA, joining LeBron James and Anthony Davis to form one of the most lethal trios in NBA history. Lillard, with his career average of 25.2 points per game and ice-cold clutch shooting, becomes the offensive powerhouse the Lakers desperately need. Suddenly, the Nuggets' well-oiled machine has a problem. How do they guard a player who can pull up from 35 feet or take defenders off the dribble at will? Jokic can't play drop coverage against that. And the Nuggets' defense isn't built to contain a scoring guard of Dame's caliber. Or picture Bradley Beal in purple and gold, spacing the floor with his deadly jumper. Beal's career average of 22.1 points per game and his ability to create his own shot would make the Lakers' offense far less predictable. Teams could no longer afford to sag off shooters to clog the paint against LeBron and AD. With Beal hitting from deep, the floor opens up, and defenses are left scrambling to cover all angles. Even a more conservative move, like bringing in Kyle Lowry, could have ripple effects. Lowry's leadership and playmaking would stabilize the Lakers' backcourt, giving them a reliable presence in crunch time. His championship pedigree would be invaluable in a playoff series, especially against experienced teams like Denver or Golden State. But the impact doesn't stop at the court. A big move by the Lakers sends shockwaves through the league. Rival GMs are forced to reassess their own rosters, scrambling to counter LA's newfound firepower. Denver might look to add depth at the trade deadline. Phoenix could double down on their star-studded approach, making another aggressive move to bolster their rotation. Even Eastern Conference contenders like Milwaukee or Boston would feel the pressure, knowing a revamped Lakers team could be waiting in the finals. And let's not forget the psychological edge. A major trade energizes the fan base, galvanizes the locker room, and sends a clear message: the Lakers are all in. That kind of momentum matters in a long season. It can turn a struggling team into a confident juggernaut, especially when led by players like LeBron and AD, who thrive on proving doubters wrong. But the risks are just as significant. A poorly executed trade could gut the team's depth and leave them vulnerable. Look no further than the Russell Westbrook experiment, a move that cost the Lakers key role players and ultimately disrupted their chemistry. Pelinka can't afford another misstep like that. If the Lakers swing for the fences and connect, they could go from middling contenders to championship favorites overnight. But if they miss, the consequences could haunt the franchise for years, setting back their ability to rebuild post-LeBron. The stakes are colossal, and that's exactly how the Lakers like it. This is a franchise that doesn't just aim for relevance, they aim for dominance. Whether it's Lillard, Beal, or another surprise name, the next move won't just define this season. It will define the legacy of this team, this era, and perhaps even the twilight of LeBron James's legendary career. For the Lakers, this season isn't just about winning games, it's about protecting a legacy. Few franchises in professional sports carry the weight of expectation that the Lakers do. With 17 championships, countless Hall of Famers, and a global fan base, mediocrity simply isn't an option. And yet, as things stand, the Lakers are dangerously close to fading into the background of an ultra-competitive league. LeBron James is the face of this era, and his legacy intertwines with the Lakers like few players before him. When he arrived in 2018, he didn't just bring his otherworldly talent, he brought the expectation that the Lakers would return to greatness. Winning the 2020 championship validated that belief, but since then, it's been a rocky road. Injuries, inconsistent roster construction, and an inability to adapt to the modern NBA have left the Lakers playing catch-up. And here's the reality: LeBron doesn't have time for a rebuild. With 4 championships, 4 MVPs, and the title of all-time leading scorer, his resume is nearly bulletproof. But what separates legends from immortals is how they finish. Michael Jordan's final years with the Wizards didn't tarnish his legacy because his 6 rings with the Bulls remained untouchable. For LeBron, the stakes feel different. A second title in Los Angeles wouldn't just elevate him in the GOAT conversation, it would solidify his place as the ultimate franchise savior. Then there's Anthony Davis. When AD was traded to LA, he was touted as the future face of the franchise, the torchbearer for a post-LeBron Lakers dynasty. But so far, he's struggled to live up to that promise consistently. His dominance in the 2020 playoffs showed what he's capable of, but his inability to stay healthy has been a constant shadow over his career. If Davis wants to cement his place among the greats, he needs to lead this team back to the top. And he can't do it alone. This is why the front office's next move is so critical. The Lakers are more than a team. They're a brand, a legacy, a symbol of excellence. When the Lakers succeed, the NBA feels different. The league's biggest stars want to play under the bright lights of Staples Center, now Crypto.com Arena, and the Lakers' rivalries with teams like Boston, Golden State, and now Denver take on an extra layer of intensity. But when the Lakers struggle, the weight of expectation becomes suffocating. Fans demand answers, critics pile on. The mystique of the purple and gold begins to feel more like a burden than a blessing. A trade that revitalizes the team could change all of that. It could remind the league why the Lakers are synonymous with winning. It could show that LeBron still has enough left in the tank for one last run. It could even position Anthony Davis as the dominant force many believe he should be. But failure to act, or worse, making the wrong move, would carry consequences far beyond this season. It would waste what remains of LeBron's brilliance. It would leave AD as a star without a clear path forward. And it would risk tarnishing the Lakers' reputation as the league's ultimate destination for greatness. The Lakers have always thrived under pressure. Whether it was Magic and Kareem, Kobe and Shaq, or now LeBron and AD, they've always found a way to rise to the moment. The question now is whether they can do it again.